What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for this really quick video, and today I'll be talking about one of the most talked about narratives in the game, even on the past years, that attributes don't matter or ratings don't matter much. Some players observe that they added some stats on their players, but they can't feel it in the game. And some others say like they don't feel much difference between 75 and 85, some stuff like that. They feel it in lots of aspects of the game, but I think they can feel it more on the movement aspects because everything is about visuals on that part, like on speed, speed with ball, and acceleration. So I'll be focusing on those parts. So in this video here, I'll give my take if 2K is right about how they set those balances, or I think it needs to be adjusted. And by the way, I really advise to watch the whole video to get the whole context before leaving a comment, because sometimes viewers just assume my conclusion on the video just by looking at the title and leave a comment straight away. It has a question mark in there, so it means it will be answered on the video. And this topic here is kind of subjective, so I would understand if you disagree. So if you feel the other way around, you can leave any feedback about it, so you can have healthy conversations with other viewers. So let's get right into it. So first, let's see what's the current state of movements on 2K24. Here are the gaps between speeds. So 26 and 99 will have that gap. In terms of speed with ball, it'll be like this. That's 25 and 99. In terms of acceleration, it's like this. That's your 25 and 99. And in terms of speed booster badge, it'll be like this. And by the way, just a quick disclaimer, those examples there will just give you ideas. Those gaps can still fluctuate for a bit depending on outside factors like, for example, height, stamina, and some other stuff. It won't be 100% exactly the same. So now the question is, are those gaps just right? Did 2K make the right balance, or should we see more difference on those stats? Should the maximum and minimum have more gaps? So first, let's talk about acceleration, and we can add speed booster as well. So right now, here are the gaps. Right now, this is 37-point gap, which means that if you cut it in half, that's like 18 points. And if you cut it in half again, that's 9. And if you cut it in half again, which will be really too small, that'll be your +4 or +5. Of all stats, based on the comments that I read all year, or even in the past years, some players feel that their +5 or +7 on acceleration should be a lot bigger than that. So let's say 2K adjusted it and make this gap instead of 37. Let's say 2K made the adjustment and made this a 7-point gap on acceleration. Which means if we multiply it by 6, this will be your 42-point gap. So this will be your 99 and this will be your 57. Now, to achieve this, we have two options. It's either we make the 57 much lower, so 99 will feel much faster, or we can make this 99 guy much faster, so the difference will be more. So let's start with the first option. So here's how it looks like if I slow the 57 down. So it means that your power forwards or whatever builds that has around 57 or 60 acceleration will be this low. Or for the second option, we can speed this 99 guy so we can feel the boost. And here's how it looks like. Can you imagine a 2K game where the fastest guy is this fast? So what I'm trying to say here is that for us to achieve this, like if we really want a 5 to 7 point gap on acceleration to be somewhere like this, the game will be kind of broken. It's either we need to make the fastest player really fast like this, or to make the slowest player like this one. I know 2K has lots of flaws, but in terms of this topic, I think the current state is just fine. Maybe a really small tweak can do good, but to adjust it like my example, like to make a 5 to 7 point gap really noticeable, the game will be broken, or some would say more broken. Now, to put more sense on my take, let's put a real life example. So I checked NBA.com for the actual stats of players on their NBA combined results, and you can see here I sorted the list to get one of the slowest on the batch. And in here, Rudy Gobert has 3.57 on 3/4 sprints, which is second to the slowest on their batch. And in here you can see Donovan Mitchell, which is the fastest on the batch, has 3.01 seconds. Now, to give you a visual perspective, here's 3.01 and here's 3.57. So it means that in real life, this is the fastest on the draft combine, and this one here is the slowest on a combine. And you can notice that their gap is not that much. And here's my result on the speed test. So if we have a rough estimation, this is like 40 to 50 points on speed. What I'm trying to say here is that basketball is a game of inches. Like the fastest sprinter and the slowest sprinter is not too far from each other. Same thing with first steps, like if we compare first steps of guys like Kyrie or Steph to one of the slowest guys like whoever you can think of, if you put them side by side, the gap won't be that much. So I think that's what 2K adapted. So my conclusion to this one, in terms of this topic, I think the current state is just fine. Your stats still matter, it just happened that in a basketball sense, there are some things that the difference between best and worst are not too far to each other visually, leaving us an impression that stats don't matter. But for me personally, on the movement perspective, those small gaps still matter. I'm not saying that it is perfect already, maybe a really small tweak can do good, but to demand that a 5-point movement boost, especially on speed with ball, acceleration, and speed booster badge to be really noticeable, I think it will break the game. But again, these are just my opinion, so please feel free to leave any feedback about it. So that's all for the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.